going on, everybody? I'm Danny B, and this is Habs.All.Day.Everyday. Let's start the episode right away talking about Marty St. Louis, new signing. I think this is a phenomenal hire. He's a creative hockey mind. He was a phenomenal hockey player. Um, and the fact that he doesn't believe in systems, that's insane. On record saying that because they box players in, takes them away from their creativity. I mean, obviously, he says he believes in structure, power play, PK, special teams. Um, Crazy for a coach in any sport, a professional coach, to say he doesn't believe in systems. I don't believe in systems too, so this is great. No, but I love his honesty. Tony Marinaro on his Sick podcast spoke to Eric Hangles the other day um, about this and how Eric was so impressed with him. He talked about it with his colleagues and said, I get it. This is why they hired him in the first place. This is why they extended him. He's a brilliant hockey mind. He's a very smart person, very smart. Went to the University of Vermont. Love his honesty. I wasn't worried about the re-signing, especially Drager said it was intimate. I think it was last week on 690. He mentioned it. So yeah, I wasn't worried about it, but um, and the fact that he said in his interview, I love this, that he said, "I don't even think I'm a good coach yet." Again, there's the honesty, um, which is true. I mean, we have no idea. He still finished with a losing record. Now, terrible team, so um, he didn't have much to work with, but he changed the philosophy. Proof's in the pudding. Cole Caulfield had 2 goals before he got sent down to Laval. Um, Came back up, still struggled. They let go of Don Bouchard. Boom. Insert Marty St. Louis. Finished season with 21 goals. Just incredible. Just by his new voice. Um, yeah. So, um, great hire, but the honeymoon's over. Come training camp. Um, we'll see. I think it's a perfect extension, though, term wise. Um, Next year is also going to be tough, finishing bottom of the pack, um, most likely again. So, but that's good. We got a chance at a franchise player in Bedard. People are saying Michkov is a franchise player, but he won't be around for a few years with this contract in the K. And Fantilli um, is expected to be a number one center as well. So there's a lot of good opportunities in next draft, which would be great. Another top 5 pick would be phenomenal for this team going forward, especially already with gems on the roster of Cole Caulfield, Nick Suzuki. On the back end, you got Harris, you got Barron, you got Romanoff, Norlander, Gooley, Mayu. Of course, up front, coming in the pipeline, you got Waugh, you got Farrell, you got um, Michak. Um, so I think it's important next year for them to bottom out again. Um, Still somehow try to keep everyone's morale up. Um, It'd be a tough year, but I think Martin St. Louis is the perfect coach for this. I'm expecting year 2 that Gorton, Hughes, and ownership want St. Louis to take this team flirting with the playoffs, maybe finishing that 16 to 20 range, standings wise. And by year 3, really fighting for a playoff spot and probably expect a playoff spot at the end of year 3. So, but which brings me to the draft. Gordon and Hughes make the right decision. Shane Wright is the decision. I'm from Kingston. I've seen him play probably 15, 20 times. I think this kid is too smart for the OHL. I really do. No one's ready for his passes. No one's thinking. He's thinking 2 steps ahead. They're thinking in the moment. This kid's going to be a stud. Now, he might not be a 80, 90, 100 point guy, but he's going to be a 70 to 80 point guy every year, two-way centerman. If you want a guy, even Hugh said himself, we want someone that is going to help us in the future, not necessarily right away. That's kind of a giveaway that they're going to take Shane Wright. I mean, sure, Slavkovsky probably comes next year, probably looks great, you know. But do you really want to risk? No, but do you really want to risk another Nick Suzuki in the making and possibly have a 1-2 punch like Suzuki and Wright for the next decade plus, like they had in Boston with Bergeron and Krejci, which brought them a Stanley Cup and multiple Cup appearances, for a maybe an elite top 6 winger. Now, to me, give me a 2C over a 1 left winger or a 1 right winger any day of the week. Because you know what? In the playoffs, you'd want Shane Wright. Okay, now you're going to argue about Cooley. That's totally fine. I get it. And you know what? I bet you Cooley has a chance of being a 90, 100 point guy. But he's 5'10", 5'9", maybe 180 pounds, soaking wet. That's not guys who you win with in the playoffs. Down the middle. You win with guys like Shane Wright. You win with guys like Braden Point, who's another comparable. Shane Wright's comparables. You look at Bergeron. You look at Krejci. You look at Ryan O'Reilly. You look at Braden Shen. All these guys that have won the Cup. You look at Kopitar. Are these guys point players? No. They're 70, 80, maybe 90 point players. Like maybe Point would be the best offensive guy of those names. My point is, you win down the middle. And Shane Wright and Nick Suzuki for the next 10 years, you take the best player. You take the best centerman. That is Shane Wright. And people are going to say, oh, wow, he didn't look good sometimes this year, and he didn't even get 100 points. He got 94 points in 64 games. He would have gotten 100 points if he played a full season, first of all. And he played on the second line with 2 rookies in Soto and Lewicki. He played in the top matchups. This guy had similar numbers to, he beat McDavid's scoring record when he was a rookie. Almost beat Tavares if it wasn't for the lockout. For the pandemic, sorry. But you're talking about a guy who was rushed into the OHL. I mean, he applied for exceptional status, whatever. Lost a full year of development. And he still puts up 94 points and is still projected to be the number 1 overall pick. People are sleeping on this guy. He's not generational. He's not McDavid. He's not Crosby. He's not Ovechkin. He's not McKinnon. Sure, that's fine. And if he's like Tavares, if he's like Bergeron, if he's like Point, if he's like Krejci, if he's like Ryan O'Reilly, perfect. Nugent Hopkins, perfect. Give me that over a possible top six winger and a possible, well, I think Cooley is going to be a for sure point getter in the league, but yeah, make the right decision